Welcome back to the Observatory of the Sublime, the sanctuary where we dissect the nuances of stardom with the precision of a jeweler. Welcome to Anything You Want. If you have been navigating the often monotonous feeds of social media, searching for a ripple that signifies genuine evolution rather than mere performative change, you have arrived at your destination. Today, we are not merely discussing a salon appointment. We are unpacking a cultural moment, a visual manifesto authored by one of the most captivating figures on our radar, Cemre Arda. Her recent transformation has sent shockwaves through the digital landscape, redefining her image and offering a fascinating new lens through which to view her dynamic with Gökberk Yıldırım. Before we step into this shimmering new era, I must ask you to solidify your place within our constellation. Please, press that subscribe button, ignite the notification bell to ensure you never miss a beat of our in-depth analyses, and if you truly wish to empower our independent, literary approach to celebrity journalism and dive deeper into the abyss of stardom with us, consider clicking the join button. Your membership is the bedrock of this channel, allowing us to craft these extensive narratives just for you. Now, let us step into the light, the blinding, beautiful new light of Cemre Arda. In the meticulously curated ecosystem of celebrity imagery, consistency is often touted as the ultimate virtue. The establishment of a recognizable brand is usually achieved through repetition and subtle, almost imperceptible tweaks. Cemre Arda, for the duration of her time in the public eye, had mastered this art of calibrated consistency. We knew her through a specific palette. A rich, enveloping chestnut brown that occasionally flirted with deeper espresso tones or was kissed by the sun into a warm caramel glow. It was a safe harbor of a color, framing her expressive features with a straightforward charm that communicated accessibility, warmth, and a grounded sense of self. It was the hair of the girl next door who just happened to be extraordinary. Yet, history tells us that safety is often a cocoon waiting to be shed, and Cemre has just emerged with wings of a color we never anticipated. This was not a tentative step into the shallows of change, it was a cannonball into the deep end of reinvention. The unveiling of her new aesthetic was a seismic event in the microcosm of fashion and entertainment tracking. Cemre Arda has foregone the warmth of her past for a spectrum that is decidedly, elegantly cool. To categorize her new shade merely as blonde is to do a disservice to the artistry involved. This is not the brassy, sun-bleached yellow of a casual beach vacation. This is high-stakes, high-concept color creation. She has stepped into a refined, almost ethereal territory, an ash blonde that possesses the reflective quality of spun titanium, glinting with silvery undertones and a Nordic iciness that looks like moonlight captured and woven into strands of hair. It is a shade that exists on the razor's edge between platinum and a whispered gray, softened just enough by an underlying, almost invisible warmth to prevent it from appearing austere or distant. The visual impact of this alchemical shift on Cemre's architecture is profound. The new color acts as an illuminator, catching the ambient light in a manner that sculpts her cheekbones with newfound sharpness and opens her gaze, making her eyes appear almost crystalline against the pale backdrop. Where her previous dark hair absorbed light, grounding her presence, this new spectrum reflects it, bestowing upon her an aura that is simultaneously high fashion and impossibly modern. It is a look that demands attention not through volume or excess, but through the sheer audacity of its brightness. It signals a departure from the approachable starlet and an arrival into a more complex, perhaps even enigmatic, phase of her public persona. Of course, no discussion of Cemre Arda's evolution is complete without examining the orbit of Gökberk Yıldırım. In the theater of their shared public life, his reaction to this dramatic pivot is as telling as the change itself. He is not standing in the shadows of her new luminescence, rather, he has positioned himself right beside the spotlight, smiling with the knowing confidence of a partner who understands the assignment. Those versed in the subtle language of nonverbal communication found volumes in his eyes at their first post-transformation appearance, a blend of unmasked pride, affectionate amusement, and a distinct touch of awe. He recognizes what this shift signals, both for the trajectory of her individual career and for the visual narrative of their partnership. The reveal itself was a masterclass in modern digital storytelling. dropped onto Instagram without the preamble of a countdown, a sudden burst of daylight catching the metallic sheen at her crown. The comment section instantaneously transformed into a bustling metropolis of opinions. Friends, top-tier stylists, fellow actors, and legions of fans converged to process the change. While a few needed a moment to recalibrate their perception of the Cemre they thought they knew, the overwhelming consensus was celebratory. "You look like a runway version of yourself," one commentator noted, capturing the general feeling that this was an elevation, not just an alteration. And amidst the noise, Gökberk Yildirim offered a simple, profound anchor. Sharing a favorite photo of them, he appended the note, "New light, same Cemre." It was a perfect summation, reassuring the audience that while the packaging had changed brilliantly, the essence remained intact. We must also acknowledge the sheer technical wizardry required to execute such a transformation. Moving from a deep, pigmented brunette to a luminous, even ash blonde is not a simple procedure, it is a marathon of chemistry and patience. It requires an artist-level colorist who understands the delicate balance of lifting pigment without destroying the hair's integrity. This likely involved multiple, meticulous sessions of lightening, utilizing techniques ranging from microfine foils to avoid harsh demarcations to freehand balayage to ensure a seamless gradient that mimics a natural, albeit fantastical, growth pattern. Following the bleach, the crucial toning phase would have turned the stylist into a chemist, calibrating a mixture to neutralize the inevitable yellow undertones and deposit those coveted ash, violet, and silver hues. Furthermore, the maintenance of such a shade is not a footnote in this story, it is the entire second act. Ash and silver blondes live and die by the quality of their upkeep. This luminosity is sustained by a rigorous regimen of specialized purple shampoos to combat brassiness, deeply hydrating masks to rebuild the bonds broken during the lightening process, and regular gloss treatments to maintain that mirror-like finish we observe in her close-ups. The ethereal glow you witness on Cemre Arda is not a stroke of luck, it is the product of precision, investment, and an aftercare plan treated with the seriousness of a script. Visually, this color unlocks a new universe of styling possibilities for Cemre. We have already seen the versatility. In some frames, she wears it in soft, unforced waves that move like liquid silk, emphasizing the romantic potential of the shade. In others, it is brushed severely straight, a pane of glass that dramatizes the cool tones and lends an edgy, architectural quality to her look. At a recent evening event, the hair was swept into a clean, sculpted updo, allowing wispy textures to frame her face, the blonde catching every flashbulb like it was engineered for fame. Next to her, Gökberk Yildirim provided the perfect counterpoint, understated in a sharp dark suit. Together, they resembled a study in chiaroscuro, a balance of light and shadow, her icy radiance against his classic depth. I turn this inquiry to you, the astute community of anything you want. How do you interpret the symbolism of a radical hair change in the public eye? Do you see it as a mere fashion statement, or as a deeper declaration of personal and professional autonomy? And how does Gökberk's supportive stance influence your view of their dynamic? Please, illuminate the comments section with your nuanced thoughts, for your perspectives are the lifeblood of this channel. On screen, this kind of shift is no small matter for an actress. Hair can telegraph character long before a line of dialogue is delivered. This move hints at a Cemre Arda ready to tackle roles carrying a different frequency, characters who are perhaps edgier, more ethereal, or psychologically complex. It sends a ripple through public perception, communicating forward motion and reinvention. When a star changes her look this completely, it often signals a transition, a new project, a fresh chapter, a decision to leave an old skin behind. What makes this specific moment resonate so deeply is that nothing about it feels reactionary or manufactured by a committee. It feels authored by Cemre herself, a piece of personal theater where she is both the director and the star, with Gökberk cheering the authorship instead of trying to edit the script. The human moments amidst the glamour, the paparazzi clips of them laughing outside a salon while she hid the secret under a cap, the candid shots of them reading comments together, give this transformation its heart. It is a reminder that style, at its best, is a compass, And sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is let themselves be seen in an entirely new light. Thank you for joining us on this detailed exploration of image, identity, and the courage to change. We have witnessed a fascinating evolution in Cemre Arda, one that promises an exciting visual future for both her and Gökberk Yildirim. If this deep dive has satisfied your craving for intellectual celebrity analysis, please do not leave without subscribing to Anything You Want. Your subscription is our motivation to continue raising the bar. And remember, for those who wish to walk the extra mile with us and ensure the longevity of this channel, the join button awaits your click. It is the ultimate gesture of support for independent content creation. Like, comment, share, and stay tuned. Until next time, keep watching the details.